The Millionaire's Garden, a story of patience, hard work, and perseverance in an African village. In the heart of a small village nestled between rolling savannas and dense forests in East Africa, lived a young man named Kofi. The village of Mwamba was known for its vibrant community spirit and rich cultural traditions, but it also faced many challenges: limited access to education, scarce job opportunities, and unreliable infrastructure. Despite these hardships, Kofi grew up with a deep love for his people and a burning desire to create something meaningful that could uplift his community. Unlike others who dreamed of escaping to the city or moving abroad for better prospects, Kofi believed there was untapped potential right where he stood. Little did he know that his journey would take him from humble beginnings to unimaginable success, all thanks to patience, hard work, and unwavering perseverance. A rocky start. Kofi grew up in a modest mud brick home where life revolved around farming maize and tending livestock. His parents worked tirelessly under the scorching sun, yet they often struggled to make ends meet. From a young age, Kofi learned the value of hard work by helping his family in the fields. But what truly fascinated him were the stories told by his grandmother about their ancestors' craftsmanship, how they wove intricate baskets, carved wooden masks, and created beautiful beadwork that once captivated traders from faraway lands. Inspired by these tales, Kofi decided to try his hand at crafting traditional items. Using materials sourced from the land bamboo, sisal fibers, and clay, he began creating simple baskets and decorative pieces. At first, his creations were rough and unpolished, but he refused to give up. Night after night, he practiced until his hands blistered, determined to master the art. When Kofi finally took his products to the local market, he was met with skepticism. "Who will buy these old-fashioned things?" scoffed one vendor. Tourists preferred cheap plastic trinkets, and locals already had similar items made by more skilled artisans. For weeks, Kofi returned home empty-handed, his confidence shaken but not broken. "Maybe I'm missing something," he thought. "What can I do differently?" Planting seeds of innovation. Rather than giving up, Kofi chose to innovate. He observed what tourists admired most: colorful patterns, unique designs, and items that told a story about African culture. Determined to stand out, he experimented with natural dyes extracted from plants to add vivid hues to his baskets. He also started attaching small cards to each piece, sharing the history and meaning behind the designs. To attract customers, Kofi approached nearby lodges and safari tour operators, offering to supply his crafts as souvenirs for visitors. At first, most turned him away, saying his products weren't professional enough. But instead of taking rejection personally, Kofi listened carefully to their feedback. He improved his designs, refined his packaging, and even offered discounts for bulk orders. Slowly but surely, his persistence paid off. One lodge manager, impressed by Kofi's dedication, decided to give him a chance. That single order became a turning point. Guests loved the authenticity of his crafts, and soon word spread among other businesses. Within months, Kofi had secured contracts with several lodges, gift shops, and tour companies across the region, building an empire. As demand for his products grew, Kofi realized he couldn't keep up alone. He hired a few neighbors to help with production, teaching them the skills he had honed over years of practice. This not only expanded his capacity, but also provided much-needed jobs for people in his community. But Kofi didn't stop there. Recognizing the vast potential of African craftsmanship, he diversified his product line. He introduced hand-carved wooden sculptures, beaded jewelry, and eco-friendly tote bags adorned with traditional motifs. Each item was crafted with care, ensuring quality and authenticity. To reach a wider audience, Kofi embraced technology. With the help of a friend who understood computers, he set up a website showcasing his products and shared stories about the artisans behind them. He also leveraged social media to connect with international buyers, highlighting the uniqueness of African craftsmanship. Orders poured in from Europe, North America, Asia, and beyond. Despite his growing success, Kofi remained deeply connected to his roots. He reinvested his earnings into training programs for aspiring artisans and funded initiatives to preserve traditional crafts. He believed that true wealth wasn't just about money, it was about uplifting others and honoring his heritage. The rewards of perseverance. Years later, Kofi's company had grown into a multimillion-dollar enterprise. His products were sold in high-end boutiques worldwide, and he had become a celebrated figure in Africa's entrepreneurial scene. Yet, despite his achievements, Kofi never forgot the lessons he learned during those early days of struggle. One evening, as he stood overlooking the workshop where it all began, a modest shed tucked beneath a baobab tree, his daughter Amina approached him. "Dad," she asked curiously, "how did you become so successful?" Was it luck? Kofi chuckled softly and knelt down to meet her eye level. "No, my dear, it wasn't luck," he replied. "It was patience to wait for opportunities even when things seemed hopeless. It was hard work to put in the effort day after day, no matter how tired I felt. And it was perseverance to keep going, even when others doubted me." He paused, then added, "Success doesn't come overnight. It's like planting a garden. You sow the seeds, water them daily, protect them from storms, and trust that they'll grow. Some plants may take longer than others, but if you're patient and persistent, you'll reap a bountiful harvest." A legacy of inspiration. Today, Kofi's workshop has transformed into a thriving creative hub, providing livelihoods for hundreds of families in Mwamba and neighboring villages. His story is taught in schools across the region as an example of what can be achieved through grit and determination. Visitors from around the world come to see the place where it all started, a humble shed filled with dreams and dedication. And though Kofi is now a millionaire, he still spends his mornings weaving baskets alongside his team, reminding everyone that no matter how far you go, staying connected to your roots is what truly matters. Takeaway. Kofi's journey proves that success isn't reserved for those born with privilege or extraordinary talent. It belongs to anyone willing to embrace patience, pour in relentless effort, and persevere through challenges. Like a seedling nurtured over time, our dreams have the power to flourish if we are brave enough to believe in them and diligent enough to tend to them. For Kofi, the road to becoming a millionaire wasn't easy, but it was worth every step. And perhaps somewhere out there, another dreamer in a small African village is sowing their own seeds, ready to bloom into greatness.